You're watching Assisted Response Television, where public safety is always our top story. Shots fired in San Diego. Another active shooter situation leaves 5 people dead, and it could have been worse. Hello, I'm Mark Pettit, and you're watching ARTV. Mass shootings in America. So far, there have been more than 150 this year, with dozens of them involving active shooters. What can be done to address this growing problem? That's our topic today. And our guest is an expert on active shooter situations. She is Donna Crouse, the Chief Operating Officer at the company behind the Assisted Response Active Shooter Detection Platform. Donna, first of all, thank you for joining us. What in the world is going on, and what can we do to fix this problem?
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me. Just as you stated just a moment ago, sadly, mass shootings have become part of our daily lives. It's something that we have to deal with. And our hope is to mitigate those casualties and the loss of life with our assisted response platform.
So, Donna, we've done a lot of research and looked at footage from a number of active shooter situations, and there seems to be 2 ways it goes down. One, the shots are fired and people run from the scene in a panic. And then other situations, like the shooting in San Diego, you see the children being calmly led out of the facility. What's the difference in those situations?
I think the difference is training. In San Diego, for instance, the administrators and the teachers clearly had been trained in an active shooter situation. So they kept the children calm and they safely escorted them away from the building. In other cases, we've just seen people running, screaming, panicking as soon as they hear a shot or what they think was a shot.
Speaking of training, you yourself have had active shooter training. Talk to us about that, and what is it like?
Being in the active shooter detection space, we've done a great deal of research, and we really feel like training is a must on both sides of the table. My most recent training is the ALICE training. And what that is, ALICE is an acronym for alert, locate, inform, counter, and evacuate. So what this training does is it establishes protocols to help individuals respond effectively in an active shooter situation. We've recently seen a shift. First responders used to very aggressively overly assess a situation and trying to figure out what's going on. So now they've shifted to more of an immediate effort to neutralize the shooter and then the event.
Let's talk about that topic, Donna, because we saw in Uvalde, Texas and Parkland, Florida, that police were criticized and in some cases charged for not rushing in quicker. But there's another side to that story, right?
Yes. In the first few minutes of an active shooter event, confusion is often the main issue. For example, what was that noise? Was that a gunshot? Where is it coming from? People just don't know, and that confusion must be addressed. Police don't know where the shooter is. They don't know what they look like. Where are the bullets coming from? That's really scary for them. And in those first few moments, those first minutes are so critical because that can determine the number of casualties and deaths.
So let's talk about the assisted response platform, because I understand that's what it's all about, is identifying what's happening and then helping first responders react, correct? Can you walk us through the theory behind the assisted response platform?
Of course. Our platform is really a solution to that confusion we were just talking about. Our device was designed to identify and locate the shooter within the first 10 seconds of the gunshot. So immediately it detects the first gunshot. It then takes a high-res image where the shooter is and what they look like. Then it instantly transmits that image to us and then to facility management and first responders. We feel this platform is a game changer and will help save lives.
Wow. So Donna, what does this device look like? Is it huge? Is it small? How does it work?
Well, let me show you. I've got it right here. It's very compact, approximately just under 7 inches in diameter, has high definition cameras, sensors, all built right in. And as soon as a shot is fired, our device jumps into action. It verifies that it's a gunshot. It verifies the location of the gunshot and takes an image of who the shooter is, all within those 10 seconds. That information is then confirmed and immediately sent to first responders and facility security, facility operators, and management.
Now, this is patented technology. How does it work and how is it different from other devices on the marketplace?
Yes, it is patented, and we are different in several ways. Most importantly, though, and I think what is so important to those who will be using it, is our solution is plug and play. And what that means is with a simple PoE switch on the back, it does not require any integration into complex security systems. It's non-invasive. So that means that our device has no cameras and no microphones that are constantly watching or listening to our clients. Our product stays nice and quiet and just waits until there's an active shooter event, and then it goes into action.
Because there is controversy. I heard this week in Chicago, they may even turn off the gunshot detection devices because they think they're invasive. So assisted response is not. It doesn't come on until a shot is fired, right?
That is accurate, correct. And it does not monitor, does not listen, and it has patented thermal technology to verify that, so it can sit quietly until there is a shot.
And again, Donna, how quickly does this happen?
Within 6 seconds, we have it at our call center, and then within 10 seconds, the location and first responders will have that same information.
Amazing. Once the shot is fired, it locates the shooter, takes a photograph, and sends it to your call center and to first responders within 10 seconds. Okay, amazing. Talk to us about the call center. How does that work, and where are you located?
Well, we have a support center right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Very happy about that. It's monitored 24/7. We have a team of staff that are trained and are constantly and always on alert, watching for events to unfold and ready to provide that assisted response.
So where can the device be installed, Donna?
It can go anywhere and everywhere. So think about any public facility. For instance, we talked about schools, places of worship. You've got sports arenas. You've got financial institutions, even outdoor events, concerts, and things like that. Just about any venue in the world, it can work.
So if this had been installed at the Islamic Center in San Diego, it could have captured images of the shooter almost immediately, depending on if it were inside or outside the facility, right? It doesn't matter.
Correct. That is accurate.
And I understand that you have some pilot programs coming up in the future. So you're actively testing the solution in the market, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, we are. And we're very excited for the direction that the company is going. We have some very big news. I can't really reveal it just yet, but in the coming weeks and months, we'll be announcing those locations and some really big partnerships.
And Donna, it seems like this problem is not going away. As you said, it's a sad fact that it seems like there's a mass shooting almost every day, active shooters almost every day, walking down the highway. We saw that outside of Boston.
Yes, it's so sad. Sadly, this is a solution that we need. It's the world that we live in, but we're trying to fill that space and make something that gives us something reliable for any event, any venue.
All right. Donna Crouse, Chief Operating Officer at the company behind the Assisted Response Active Shooter Detection Platform. Donna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark.
And we're going to have a lot more public safety awareness content right here on ARTV. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you right back here again soon.